Fallout 4 for $17.99. I had to ask, what was with the price of that game? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the free Trading Game Collection Challenge, the series where we build a video game collection without spending any money on it. Everything you see behind me has been acquired through this series. There are now 50 bang-on videos of me buying and selling and collecting video games. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please do me a huge favour and hit the like button, and please consider subscribing. We are well on the way to 100k. Now, in today's episode, we're going to do what I like to do every now and again. I tend to do it once a week, but to be fair, we haven't done it in maybe, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks. Go and spend some of the profit. I like to go into a video game store with no more than £15 and see what we can pick up to put into the collection. We don't just buy things for the sake of it. I want to pick up games that I either have an intention of playing at some point, or games that I've played in the past and I want to have in my collection just for a little bit of nostalgia. Now, in today's episode, we actually go to a Game. If you're not from the UK, maybe you're not aware, Game used to be the #1 video game store in the UK. They merged with another store called Game Station. I say they merged, they actually bought them out, ruined them completely, and then binned them off. Fantastic. And now Game are going through financial turmoil. They're closing stores left, right and centre. They're having to merge in with parent stores that are like sports shops and things. It just doesn't really make an awful lot of sense. However, there are a sprinkling of independent game stores. I say independent, just actual game stores left. One of which isn't too far away from me. So I've visited Newport, which is my hometown, and I went into their store to have a little look around. Now, it confused me a little bit, I won't lie to you. So we head on over to Game, and their sections confused me, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I'm going to talk about first is this. Now, we've talked about it before. Nintendo Switch games, 2 for $20, banging deal. However, digital only, but with a case. I do not understand why this is a thing. And it's not Game's fault, it's Nintendo for releasing these sort of things. I just don't understand why you would want a physical case that doesn't house a game. It doesn't make any sense. So this is the PlayStation 4 section. A lot of it is side on. However, all of this is new. Not one single second-hand game in shot right there. It is all brand new stock. So on the top of that shelf, there were 5 pre-owned games. And I looked everywhere, and I could not find any second-hand PlayStation 4 games. So I walked around the corner, and I found pre-owned Xbox One games, 3 for $2. So I thought, right, spending the profit, we're either going to have to buy one brand new game, which I don't really want to do. I don't see the point in buying anything new unless you want any DLC to go with it, or we're going to have to buy some Xbox One stuff. So I mainly collect PS4. I had PS2 growing up, and then Sony took far too long to release the PS3, and that's when I bought an Xbox 360. And I got it on launch November 5th, I think it was, 2005, and I played that to death. And then Sony in March of 2006 released their console. Going off memory here, I might have these dates wrong. I bought it on launch, and it just, on launch, it flopped. Xbox 360s were sold out everywhere. You could not get one. If you didn't get one on launch, you were screwed for weeks and possibly even months. PlayStation 3, you bought one of them on launch, and you're nothing special, because you could have walked into any store and bought one on launch. People just didn't go for it. I think in the end it did actually beat out the 360, but yeah, as a result, I was Xbox for nearly 10 years, and then the PS5 came out, and for whatever reason I just fancied that a little bit more. So we do actually collect PS4 far more than we collect Xbox One, but there are a few games on the Xbox One that I really want to pick up, and they are exclusives, or maybe I just want them on the Xbox for whatever reason. This War of Mine is which is a game that I have in my hand. It's not the original This War of Mine, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I love that game. Point and click, survival, you're in the middle of a war, or like maybe it's not a civil war, it's just a war in an Eastern European country, and you just have to survive, and I love that game. So I thought, I need to pick up something like that on the Xbox. Then I saw this though, Fallout 4 for $17.99, and it was one of the only like 5 games I could find on the PlayStation on this top shelf here that they had pre-owned. But $17.99 didn't make any sense to me at all, so I had to ask, what was with the price of that game?
I get those 3, and is that a mistake? I would think so, but no one is coming. Okay. Obscene price. Yeah, it's £1.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't want it, I was just a concerned citizen. So as it turns out, complete error, and they then panicked because they thought there was a game out there that was obviously £18 that they priced up for, what, 99 pence or 1.99 or whatever he said the price of the game was. I got quite excited though when I first saw that that price tag on Fallout 4, because I thought if they've genuinely made a mistake on their system and that game is scanning as $17.99, it means that it trades in for considerably more than what you can buy it for in like a CEX. Now, Newport have a CEX, and it's not that far away from game. It's like 10 or 15 sort of shops down. Empty, closed down shops in between. If you've ever been to Newport, you know what I'm talking about. So I thought I could go over, buy all the copies of Fallout 4, walk into game, trade them all in, get like £5 to £10 trade each. They're only going to cost me 99 pence in CEX. I'm going to clean up. And then no, he told me it was a mistake. But yeah, they started panicking then because they thought someone had stickered an £18 game as $1.99, and it's very difficult to reject a customer when they've brought something up to the counter that you have priced and they want to buy it for that price, for you to turn around and say no can cause problems. So most times anyway, that they will just honour the price. Unless it's absolutely ridiculous, like you walk up with an Xbox One that's got a 99 pence sticker on it, fair enough, you're not going to get that. But yeah, they started panicking then and they rushed out to the shop floor to try and find that game. On my way out, there was an island that I walked past on my way in, ironically, and it was full to the brim with PlayStation 4 games. So after I'd made my purchases, we did a 3 for 2, and I'll show you those in a second. Yeah, I found all the second-hand PS4 games. Fantastic. But we did manage to pick up 1 PS4 game and 2 Xbox One games. I'm going to show you the one first because it's the one that you've seen. And it is This War of Mine, but this is The Little Ones. Now this is... I've never played this, but take control of a group of civilians trying to survive in a... I can't see it because the sticker is covering it. Besieged something, struggling with lack of food, medicine, and constant danger of war. Now, that is This War of Mine. It's a really, it's really weird because it shouldn't be relaxing. I find this game quite relaxing to play, even though it isn't. You can starve to death, you can get shot, you can get stabbed, killed, whatever. But even though that is going on, and you then have to go out in the middle of the night and scavenge and maybe even kill someone yourself, it is still, I find it very relaxing to play until you get to the latter stages or a certain point where gets a little bit difficult. But this obviously has children in it. I don't know how I feel about that in terms of how I would get on with the gameplay. Can't see any kids on the back of it, which is a bit weird. But yeah, it interested me. Love the base game, if you will, so I'm definitely going to give that a go. That was $4.99, but it's in a 3 for 2. That actually trades in for... I'm going to put it on screen. It's either 4 or 6, somewhere in that region in CEX. So if I really wanted to, I could have gone in and bought 3 of those from game, gone and traded them in for profit, which is something that I may consider doing in the future, but that is a decent little pickup. Up next on the Xbox One is a game series that I really want to start collecting. There aren't that many of them, to be fair, there's only 4, but we're going to start with the most recent, I think, Dead Rising 4. The original Dead Rising on the Xbox 360 is a very, very good game. It is a blatant rip-off, and you can argue with me until you want, until you're blue in the face if you want, but I will not back down on this. It is a blatant rip-off of Dawn of the Dead, but that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. You are a reporter trapped in a shopping mall trying to, I would say trying to survive. I mean, you are, but at the same time, you're still a reporter. So you're trying to take pictures. You've got to obviously take out zombies in inventive ways. It is a very fun game. Everyone knows what Dead Rising is. I've never played the 4th one. $4.99 again. I think it trades in anywhere between £4 and £6 into CEX as well. So if we really wanted to, this cost us £9.98 if maths has served me well. We could trade both of those games in for almost, if not the exact same price that we bought them for, and we still have another game to go. But yeah, looking forward to picking up all of the Dead Risings and getting stuck into those. The first 2 in particular. And then we come to the PlayStation 4 game. Again, I really love the original on the Xbox 360. This is a sequel of sorts. This is Trials Rising. Now, if I wanted to go for pure value, I wouldn't have bought this. This trades in for £1.60, I think, in CEX. So if I wanted to go for value, wouldn't have gone for this. However, I didn't go for value on this one. I didn't go for value on any of them, to be fair. It's a happy accident that two of them trade in for nearly the amount that we've paid. But this looks like a fun game. Trials in general is one of those games that is very relaxing to start with and then gets very frustrating very, very quickly. The original, Trials HD, I think it was called on the 360, it was just an arcade game, like a download game. I had a lot of fun on that game. We used to play it in work a lot. We used to go home and compete against each other. It wasn't online, but the leaderboards were. I don't think you could actually race against each other in the first one. You can on this, but yeah, you used to be able to do like trials against each other. So if you had someone on your friends list that played the game as well, you could see their ghost doing the run that they did, and you have to try and keep up with them or beat them, obviously. And me and a bloke in work would always compete against each other, and we would like message each other going, oh, better check your high score, check your time or something like that, because obviously we'd have gone and beat it. A lot of fun on it, good memories, and yeah, looking forward to seeing if that is just as good as the original. Probably not, because it's going to get far too complicated and competitive and I'm not going to enjoy it, but still, definitely time to pick up a Trials game, even though I think I probably would have preferred it on the Xbox. But I wanted to pick up something a little bit different than just Xbox games, and I couldn't find the rest of the PlayStation games. Probably should have asked, but there we are. So, for £9.98, we are picking up 3 games that would have cost us considerably more had we bought them in CEX. I don't know the exact figure, but I am going to show you on screen how much it would have cost me to pick those 3 up if I went into CEX to buy them. And obviously it cost us £9.98. They will go into the collection. That's going to do it for today's episode. In the next episode though, we are going to venture into CEX because I have something to trade. I have a few things to trade actually. Join me then. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new of course, and until the next time, goodbye.